Hello, Daniel here. Pre-chat time. I'm just chilled in the study, not on the study. That would be weird. Today's guest is the very funny Andrew White. He's a new comedian. 21. He's only 21. So we worked out when I was in X Factor. He was 9. Yeah, now I feel old. He is one to watch, and I am loving his work. You can find him on the links below at his social media platforms. Anyway, let's get on with the podcast. Hello and welcome. Yeah, no, really welcome. I'm Daniel Johnson, and this is Best Thing. Now, some of you may know this already, but Best Thing is that uplifting podcast that you've been plugging into your ears. Now we're on season 3. That is incredible. We talk about people's best things when it comes to food, travel, TV and film, music, something random, and something nice about yourself. Today's guest is the very funny Andrew White. He's a comedian and he's up and coming. He's got a lovely show that hopefully is coming in 2022 Edinburgh Fringe Festival. As always, we've got Adam Harris with his fact checking. We've got Bethia Beats with the best in brand new music. And the boys doing their reviews, as always, to know what to watch all together in one podcast, Best Thing. Next up, Adam Harris's fact check-in, followed by interview with Andrew White.
Hey, I am a fat chicken. Apparently, standing around burns calories. So you don't even have to exercise. Just standing around and being burns calories. Is that true? Find out at the end of the episode. Click, click.
If you're looking for something completely different for a friend's birthday, anniversary, or you just want to wish them good luck in their new job, but I can't do a video, that'd be rubbish. Who could I get? Well, you could get loads of people at Memo. Get a personal video message from your favourite celebrity. But who? Well, let me tell you. What about Charlotte Crosby from Geordie Shore? Or Sandra? Or Sandy from Gogglebox? Gabby Allen, Amy Childs, and if they like sport, you can get Matt Letitia, Glenn Hoddle, John Barnes, Paul Ince, and Razor Ruddock. You can even get Carol Baskin. Who's that? She's on Tiger King, of course. Oh, yes. All you have to do is write a message, and you get your video within 7 days. A perfect gift, and the best thing you could do for a friend today. It's that easy. Just go to memo.me. That's memo.me. Why not get a fun celebrity message today? Andrew, what do you go by? What's an informal way?
I'm afraid it's got to be Andrew for equity reasons.
What about Colin with 2 L's? Is that okay? See, I'm a fan. I'll put the links of that below because people are like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm a Colin with 2 L's. Sorry. Not going to make it.
Not acceptable. Yeah.
Is it 2 L's? 2 L's are bad and one L's fine? Or
yeah. So it's a bit of material, and I say that 2L Collins is you're a man, not a dictionary. I feel like that's too many L's. Single L Colin, that is acceptable. Double L Colin, that's way off the mark.
And if you're Welsh, the 2 L's together is like a different word,
yeah,
isn't it?
Like Cochin.
Is it? Where are you right now? You've got a lovely white background. I mean, if you're on the BBC, that is a perfect background. There's no books to make you get cancelled, so you're doing well.
Yeah, exactly. Well, my bookcase is just here, and oh my goodness, honestly, it's full of some very controversial figures. No, I'm currently in my bedroom in Salisbury.
Oh, how posh!
Yeah, it is quite. Yeah, it's quite a market.
It's nice. So we're going to be talking about your best things. The first, I don't know why I'm doing hand gestures. No one can actually. You can see me. It's fine. We're going to be talking food first. What is your relationship with food? Can you cook? Do you cook for everyone? Are you good at that?
No, I'm not instinctive. I'm quite competent. If I've got a recipe to follow, I can do a decent job. And I reckon I've got I'm willing to add a bit of flair, If the recipe says do this, I think, I'll throw in this spice instead. But that's as far as kind of my instinctive chef ability goes. I do need some kind of guidelines to follow.
Wait a minute. You sound like you're just going to go into an advert for HelloFresh. You're not, are you?
No.
And until I got HelloFresh, that sends me the lovely recipes and all the cue cards that I need to just cook those wonderful meals. No more guessing. Andrew. Sorry, I'll come back.
Just for balance, I actually would have gone for Gusto because only because my friends all use Gusto and they would have begged me, so they got discount codes for referring friends and all that sort of stuff.
If your podcast is now sponsored by Gusto, I mean, come on, getting in there. It should be. Yeah. So you have a little bit of flair when it comes to just throwing off, the random spices and stuff like that. But when like food wise, is there anything that is your go-to, that comfort kind of eating? Mine's beans on toast with a bit of grated cheese, very basic, but
No, I don't know. I think the cheese. A lot of people, I don't think, consider the cheese. I think that ups it from basic to. I mean, I'm not going to say a colouring masterpiece, but it's something extra, isn't it? Probably my comfort food is 100% pizza. I always fancy pizza. When parents are listing off, I'm still living with my parents as well, by the way. For context of food, all of my meals are kind of cooked for me. But when they're listing off like what we can have for dinner tonight, shepherd's pie, not always in the mood. Spaghetti, not always in the mood. But pizza, I'm never going to say no to. It's so reliable and enjoyable and hard to get wrong. It's hard to have a bad pizza.
Yeah, apart from if you get like the really like sweaty based pizzas, you know what I mean? Like that's being wrapped in cling film in your lunchbox when you're 7, and you're like, your mum's like, you can have yesterday's pizza. You're like, Mum, this is terrible, but I'm still going to eat it. Fruit on a pizza? Are you fruiting on a pizza? Do you like fruit?
Yeah, I quite like ham and pineapple. I don't think I'd go any other fruits. What other fruit? Oh, I suppose tomato as well is a fruit. That's quite a key ingredient to pizza.
It is. Yeah, but people don't ever think of a tomato as a fruit. I know it is because it has the seeds.
You're not going to put it in a fruit bowl, are you?
No. People would look at you weird.
Yeah, exactly. You got lovely bananas and an apple and some grapes and a tomato. That's not the classic painting, is it?
I can imagine the tomato would make everything go off because there's some fruits that are not very good with other fruits, so they couldn't be touching. Like I don't like the beans touching the bread, so I like beans by toast, not beans on toast.
Right. What do you mean beans by toast? So you're just having toast and beans then? That's not beans on toast.
Yeah, toast and beans, and then I can choose which bit goes onto the bread because I don't want it all soggy. Like I'm not a gravy person. Are you a gravy person?
Yeah, I do like a bit of a mopping sauce, if that's what we calling it.
No, but that sounds like what you need to get on a t-shirt. I just like a mopping sauce. It has to be in a northern accent.
Yeah, I think it's a verse in WAP actually, isn't it? Mopping sauce. WAP, WAP, WAP.
We'll put that in the links below. So, I mean, it's funny when it comes to food because I think that one of the things when you get older, you start liking things that you didn't like before. And obviously, you're only like 21. So, what don't you like food-wise? What are you not eating?
I really don't like mushrooms, and my palate has developed when I was a child. I'd never believed my dad that I like olives, but I do like olives now.
You're getting older. That's why.
I know. Yeah, exactly. I'm refining my palate, but the one thing I just cannot stand mushrooms. It's just.
It's gonna come.
You reckon?
Trust me. Yeah. When I get you back on the podcast, when you're selling out in the Palladium, right? in 3 years' time, you're gonna be like, guess what, Dan? And be like, what? You're like, I still hate mushrooms. I'm like, fair.
And onions actually. I don't mind onion flavor, but just onion pieces. Just the texture is horrible. Texture is more important to flavor than flavor sometimes.
I mean, that's relatively fair. I mean, I think you will like those things because I think they're a massive staple. Also, then when I turned, when I turned like a pescatarian, the main thing is that if I didn't eat mushrooms or onions, I don't know what else I would have any flavor or replace the meat. It's fine. What would you say, Andrew, is the best thing about food for you? 1 second, I've just dropped my pen, so you carry on.
Okay. What is the best thing about food? That's a very good question. I don't know. I feel like I really like food and I like eating food, but I don't think I can call myself a foodie because I'm just, other than my strong dislike of mushrooms and onions, I'm not that opinionated. I'm kind of, when my parents are listing options for dinner, I really struggle to choose. I don't have a lot of strong preference, which is why I so often lean to pizza because I know it'll be good. And yeah, I don't know. I think the best thing about food is it has to be late night food.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
See, that's a good one. Late night food. What is your go-to for the late night? I know it's going to be pizza, but imagine pizza, and then what else are you going to go? Because I love like a cheese board.
Oh my goodness, that's a great choice. I do love a good cheese board. I don't know whether that would be my late night choice though. I think when I go into the kitchen, I'll probably have a bit of everything. Like as I'm wandering around the kitchen, I'll nick a grape from the fruit bowl. I'll grab a packet of crisps. I'll see what's in the fridge. And a tomato from my fruit bowl. Have a munch on that. So I'll probably have I'll have something from the fruit bowl. I'll grab a packet of crisps and I'll look what's in the fridge. See if there's like a microwave something. I know they're really bad, and this is really outing me as not cultured. I hope all your other guests haven't come on and been like, "Oh, I like this particular steak from this very fancy restaurant."
No, they haven't. Don't worry about it. You're fine. You're in good company. Go on, out yourself.
I'm about to say Rustlers, but microwave burger. Yeah, it's worse than you're imagining. A bloody microwave burger.
Yeah, we'll cut that. We don't know that.
Thank you.
We'll edit that out. That's right. Rustlers. Okay.
So what I'll do is I'll have like a piece of fruit whilst I'm deciding what crisp flavor I want. Then I'll eat my packet of crisps while the Rustlers is in the microwave. And little trick for the Rustlers, a lot of people don't realize this, is you actually only put the burger in the microwave and you toast the buns. Ooh. Otherwise the buns go soggy. And that's kind of my late night snack.
No one likes a soggy bun. Okay, so I'm going to say best thing about food for you, Andrew, is the late night food. And it's pretty much grapes in the fruit bowl, not a tomato, a packet of crisps while choosing flavors, and then a Rustler burger. But you got to toast the bun, and the burger goes in the microwave. Yeah? Is that fair? That's
yes.
Good. I didn't write nearly any of that down. I thought that was good.
No, that was impressive. Although halfway through you listing that, I did think, do I want to make this public? Is this what I want people knowing about me?
No one's listening. It's fine. Next up, we're going to be talking travel. Andrew. Traveling. It's a thing that, we look back on and think, oh, that would be great to do. And now I just travel to the supermarket or to go and get my car washed or something like that. That's as far as my traveling kind of goes. What about you? Are you well traveled?
I think I am relatively. I think I had quite a good childhood for traveling. I've not been I was about to say I've not been anywhere in the last year. Of course I haven't. I've been nowhere in the last year.
No, you could have, because my friends have got had cheeky getaways to like Mykonos or like Dubai or stuff like that, and I went to Devon. So
I also went to Devon. I went to Devon in the August.
Yeah, me too. I was there. We got the steam train to Padstow. It was really lovely.
Oh wow, we should have hung out.
We should have hung out. It's next time. We're going this year actually. So if you're not making it away and you're going back to Devon, we'll make the dates work.
Thank you.
You're like, I'm okay.
We're planning on Cornwall this. So a group of friends that I normally go to the Edinburgh Fringe with, obviously was cancelled last August, so we had a little getaway to Devon. Oh my goodness, it was actually Somerset. It's not that that's that important, but there was big arguments about whether we were actually in Somerset or Devon. So just in case any of them are listening, just to accept it was Somerset.
How do you have your scones? Do you know, is it the cream and jam or jam on cream? Which way?
It's cream on jam, because you spread the jam and then you dollop the cream.
No. That's fine.
You
can't say that. If you're in Cornwall, you cannot say that this year. Okay. You cannot say that. It's the other way around in Cornwall. Devon's fine. That's the way you have it in Devon. Anyway, back to traveling.
Yes.
So you said you're sort of well traveled. Like where are the places you've been?
So quite a lot of European traveling, the Spanish islands. Never been mainland Spain, but did like Mallorca, never Ibiza. That's not really my scene. It's
really lovely. Like the other side of it, it's great. It's exactly the same as like Menorca and those places, but it is really really nice because I stayed on the quiet side and didn't go to the crazy side apart from to see Calvin Harris, which was quite fun. Anyway, back to you. Yeah, so you did there.
Yeah, lots of European travel. My probably most exciting place I've been is China, which was actually a school trip. I used to study Mandarin at school. And
Can you give us a little bit?
我的爱好是看书和看电影。
I'm impressed, man. What did you say? Was it a slur?
No.
You're gonna get cancelled. 21 and cancelled. Sorry.
It was my hobbies are 看书和看电影, reading and watching the cinema.
I love how you had to translate it back to English. You're like, wait a minute, what did I say in Chinese? Yeah, fine. That's pretty impressive, by the way. Do you just have?
Thank you.
Are you quite good at languages? Is this your kind of thing?
I used to be. I suppose there's still some kind of flair there. I used to really love Spanish and Chinese. I took Spanish for A level, but just in the last 4 years, ever since I left school, I just don't use it anymore. I just don't practice it, and it just kind of goes away.
Just get on Tinder in those countries, and you will. It's always the way. So yeah, so you went to China. That must have been absolutely amazing.
It was really cool. It was in 2014, and it was so exciting. Went to Shanghai and Nanjing, and we sort of had like an exchange program and stayed with a Chinese family. And when we were in Shanghai, went up the massive Shanghai Tower, did the markets and stuff, proper very touristy stuff. And even living with a Chinese family, they had some sort of connection to Hong Kong, so it was still very Western. I didn't even get full immersion then with the exchange program.
And where have you been since? Obviously, that was 2014 and stuff like that. Have you been anywhere like more exotic than China? I mean, China's quite awesome. I went to Vietnam, and that was like the furthest I've ever been. And I was like,
wow.
This is literally the best place ever. And we did from north to south. And I actually really liked it because actually in the north was really like rural, and then in the south was like being in Dubai. Like, it literally, it was so many skyscrapers, and I had no idea because I thought it was just going to be like the same as the north, but no, it wasn't. It was this huge it was just, I think they must have just found oil. I feel like they were like, yes, we found oil down here. We're doing very well. So where else have you been?
So since I've kind of just stayed European since then. So where have I been? Berlin. We did a couple of nights in Berlin. I did some comedy shows out there, which was really fun. Oslo and Helsinki. I went with my friend. My friend was in trailing around Europe, and he went for like 2 whole months. And he at some point he realized that, or no, I don't know whether he realized or he just kind of messaged and was like, "Oh, it'd be cool if you come out and join me for some of this leg." So rather than going around the whole continent on his own for the whole thing, so I went to Oslo and Helsinki with my friend. That was really fun, and that was like a proper solo trip as well. Whereas all the others have kind of been with school or with family. That was just me and my friend.
I mean, you're making me sound like, because what I do and what happens later is that I just went on lad trips to European destinations that the wives and girlfriends didn't want to go on. So we went to Tallinn in Estonia, we went to Bucharest in Romania, we went to like all these destinations, and then the last time we went away, I was like, I'm not having this anymore, and we went to Valencia, and it was amazing.
Oh, yeah. I think having cheap booze as a selling point only gets you so far.
It does, and what we did was better. We hired like a really nice villa with its own pool near a supermarket, so we did get all the cheap booze. And I was like, well, all of you guys are married, right? Or some of them are not now, but all you guys are married, and you don't talk to anyone. So why are we going to all these bars and stuff and blah, 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 when we can just rent a really nice apartment, and then we can go out in the evening if we want to, but 3 of you are like chefs. So why aren't you cooking? So that's what we did. And then it was like the cheapest holiday we've ever been on, because we just bought stuff from the supermarket and just got drunk around the pool and had wonderful food, which is always good. Where have you not been?
Where have I not been?
Yeah, what that you'd like to be, not just random places. Just like I've never been to Scunthorpe, like Tiny Temper. So like, where have you not been?
Well, I have never been to Scunthorpe actually.
Yet, it's on the tour. I'm assuming for.
Yes, Scunthorpe Palladium. I'll be there. No, Australia and New Zealand are probably the 2 big ones, especially because there's like a massive circuit of comedy festivals out there, and in fact, it's really frustrating because it's going on right now. Like Australia and New Zealand are practically open, so comedy is just happening normally out there, and they're just having the festivals as they normally have them. So it's quite upsetting to see all that happening. So especially right now, I would like to be there, but just any time in the future.
Stop following anything that's going on over there, and you'll feel a lot better on social media. Don't look at it. That's what I say. What would you say is the best thing about travel for you, Andrew?
The best thing about travel is escape. I feel like when you're in the UK, you know there's something to be doing, especially when you're just in home all day. I know there's something I should be doing. Whereas if I'm in another country, it's like I literally can't do it. I'm not in the country.
It's true, actually. Just to being out and away, you're like, that's my excuse. I'm just going to use that. The reason why I've not got back to you and why I haven't paid that bill or why haven't I text you is because I'm just away. I'm away.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's a good one, Andrew. So when it comes to travel, the best thing for Andrew is escape. Next up, we're going to be talking TV and film, which I'm always very passionate about. Are you a TV and film man?
Particularly TV, not so much film.
We'll get into that after this. We'll be right back with Andrew to find out about his best things to do with TV and film, mainly TV. But before we do that, we got the boys doing their reviews, Tom and Revan. So over to you guys.
Hey everyone, it's Tom, back for another bombastic blowout for the film bag this week, because we are talking about Sound of Metal, directed by Darius Marder. Starring Riz Ahmed and Olivia Cook in the lead roles, Sound of Metal follows the drummer of a musical duo who begins to lose his hearing and how he grapples with this drastic change in his life. Here's a quick clip.
Your hearing is deteriorating rapidly.
We'll come back. Till then, Lou, we just keep going, okay?
No.
Lou,
no.
Let's play tomorrow. Let's see what it's like, okay? I'm gonna be like a click track. You can play to me.
You have to understand, your first responsibility is to preserve the hearing you have.
I can't hear you. Do you understand me? I can't. I'm deaf. I'm deaf.
Sound of Metal has received a lot of awards buzz recently, even managing to nab 6 Academy Award nominations that include Best Picture, Best Supporting Actor, and Best Actor. And all of those noms are deserved, particularly the Best Actor choice for Riz Ahmed, who delivers a phenomenal performance here. Ahmed portrays the character of Ruben, who is determined to fix the unfixable situation that he finds himself in, and it's heartbreaking to watch him lose and slowly manage to gain control over his life again. The film also greatly focuses on the deaf community, providing a lot of valuable insight into a social group that can often be overlooked. Not only does it show the hardship and the struggles that come with adapting to this new way of life, but Sound of Metal also demonstrates the joyful moments when assimilating into this community, and how it isn't viewed as a handicap to them. A lot of this is spearheaded by Paul Raci and Lauren Ridloff's characters, both of whom have connections to the deaf community in some way in real life. So their involvement really adds to the authenticity of Sound of Metal's narrative and provides some much needed representation for the deaf community on screen. And another way that Sound of Metal represents that is through the sound design. It makes sense that a film about hearing would do a great job at playing with audio, but Sound of Metal takes things to another level when portraying how Ruben experiences the world around him, which changes as the film goes on. If you couldn't tell already, I really enjoyed this film, and I thoroughly recommend you tracking it down prior to Oscar season. Sound of Metal had a limited UK release and is currently available on Amazon Prime US, make of that what you will, but as soon as it becomes widely available, you'll definitely want to check this one out. We'll catch you next time for another dive into the film bag.
TV and film, yeah. So you said you're more of a TV person, not a film person. Is it just because the films are too long? You're like, God, I don't care enough.
Yeah, and I know that doesn't really make sense because I'll sit and watch 3 hours of TV, but I'll think like an hour and a half.
Binging something, yeah.
Exactly, but I don't know. I've never been that much into film. I think it's very easy for a film to go on too long, and yeah, it's hard to get all the components right. And it's a whole event sitting down for an hour and a half, so you invest quite a lot into it.
Whereas, an hour and a half, that's a short film.
Yeah, that's the other thing. That is, they don't do hour and a half films now. Everything's 2 hours. All the bloody Irishman is like 3.5 hours. I'm not going to watch it. I don't care. So yeah, I've never been that into film, and I think I admire the art form. I like some films. I've loved Call Me by Your Name, although that is now problematic with what's his name, Arnie Hammer.
The thing about that is, I went and saw that film at cinema, and I've only ever seen it once, but every single person in the cinema was crying. at the end, especially the last sequence. I think it's probably the best end credit, like not end credit, but like the credit sequence there has ever been to any film. It's just when
Yeah.
he sat there, and I'm not going to do any spoilers. But does someone else who's not been great ruin it for the whole aspect of the film? I don't know.
Not for me. No, I'll happily rewatch it.
Yeah, I can still watch Baby Driver, and even though that there's people in there that are unsavory, not going to mention any names, but you know, Kevin Spacey.
Wasn't that a big? That was like a big one. Like all three of the top 4 build cast had something revealed about them in the next few months.
But to be honest, right, you're relatively quite young, and I can guarantee that sometimes that you might have done something like that's not great, maybe not as bad as what the Call Me by Your Name guy has done. But but I just feel like once you're kind of, there's always something that they want to get you on. You know what I mean? Maybe you called someone an Eskimo instead of an Inuit, and then you're literally cancelled. That's it. That's what you're getting. But that is a great film. It's a great film. Anyway, TV.
Yeah.
What are you watching? Do you have any recommendations? What I might have not seen? What are you doing?
I've timed this so badly. I've got such a kind of hole in my life. I just finished all of Peep Show, all of Modern Family, and all of The American Office within like a week of each other. I've like finished them all. So I'm struggling at the moment to find something else to fill that space. But because they were all quite big, you know, I was really invested in them. Modern Family, we all watched as a family. Peep Show, I watched with my dad, and The US Office, I watched on my own. And particularly The US Office, I was so into, and just I cried at the end. I was bawling my eyes out. Not to give any spoilers, but I don't.
I thought you were going to do it. Then I was like, oh, is he going to say?
So yeah, I at the moment I don't have anything on the go, but I recommend heartily all 3 of them: Modern Family, Peep Show, and The US Office. And there's quite a lot to keep you going. It'll last a few months.
Are you a Game of Thrones man? I do ask people this all the time. Like, I can see your face already.
No, I'm not. Yeah. I feel like it's too much now to get into. It's too much.
You've just watched all of those things and rewatched as well. I can guarantee you've probably seen most of them before.
Okay, yeah. So Peep Show and US Office were first viewings. Modern Family was partly a rewatch. We'd watched some of the first series, but they're like 20 minutes long, and they're very light-hearted, and they're easy. Whereas like Game of Thrones, it just seems like such what's the word? A slog. It's a slog.
It's a battle, you could probably say.
Yes.
I not because I'm biased, and I'm a bit weird because I have watched Game of Thrones all the way through twice.
Wow.
Yes, wow. And it's better the second time, but it is beyond worth it. And whenever you do come to it, because you may get into a position where you've got a friend that you're living with, and they think, like, I've never watched it, let's watch it, or a partner or anything like that, that will make you watch it. And once you do, you'll be like, this is probably the best thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Okay. I'm not gonna go into it with any prejudice or any preconceptions or anything, but I will not on my own choose to start watching it.
I felt like it was like a Dragon's Den pitch, and you're like, I'm out. Like straight. You're like, I'm not having any of this. This is rubbish. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's been a weird sort of 18 months. And so, there has been a lot of TV watching and loads of. Are you a Netflix person or are you Amazon? Does anyone watch Amazon Prime Video stuff?
I've watched a lot of Netflix. The problem with Amazon Prime, I find, is it's so hard to navigate. Like, it's so unintuitive, and it doesn't know you as well as, maybe just because I don't use it as much. But like Netflix knows what I want. It's there. It's at the top, and the recommendations aren't that hard to find. Whereas Amazon Prime, you've really got to properly search through. And
some of it you have to buy. You're like,
yeah. We find a film like, oh my goodness, I want to watch this, and it's like $3.99. What? Yeah, it's an affront. That's what it is. I mean, obviously we've got Prime because we want the delivery, but yeah, I never really watch it.
Standard. I think that's how they're getting away with it, isn't it? It's just getting paid from the deliveries. That's it. Disney Plus, man, have you even tried to venture that way?
I have. I was considering getting into it, and I asked a friend. I was like, I know you've got Disney Plus, and they were like, do you think it's worth it? And they went, we've got a spare profile. You can just sign into ours. So I have got Disney Plus. Whether I'd buy it myself, I don't know. Although there's quite a lot of content on there now. Like,
so much.
They just dropped so many things. I don't know if it's quite my thing to properly invest in, but I'm enjoying having The Simpsons just to dip into whenever I want. I enjoyed watching Soul at Christmas. That was a really good film.
See, we got a film in there, Andrew. We got a film in there. Yes.
Yeah, I do like animated film probably more than I like. Just than real films.
They've also, because now they've got Star, they've also got all of the Family Guys, they've got all the Futuramas, they've got all the American Dad and stuff like that. I mean, now they've got Family Guy on there. It's just on rotation in my house. It's like the new Friends is what I do. Yeah, are you a Friends fan? Did that ever get back to you? Did you get into Friends ever?
No, I didn't, and I don't even.
Not funny.
I just I never sat down and watched it, and it's not a generational thing because so many of my friends love. I should have said mates to avoid the confusion there. So many of my mates loved Friends, and they still watch it and they binge it, and it's like a really popular show amongst kind of my age group, but just didn't appeal. Never appealed.
Not for you.
No.
Not for you. What would you say is the best thing when it comes to TV and film? More TV for you, though.
Yeah, I think it's. I might have to say escape again. You have to, you go into a whole new world, and particularly for TV, I think that's another reason I prefer TV over film is because you get so much more of a character's life and so much more of their story and so much more intricate details than you do in a short in 1 hour 20 film compared to like 100 hours of The Office or whatever. So yeah, you feel like invested in these people's lives, and it takes you away from whatever's going on in your own life.
I'm just gonna just press copy and paste. And the best thing about TV and film for Andrew is I'm gonna say escapism. There you go. Escapism. That sounds more pretentious. Next up, we're going to be talking music. Are you a fan of music?
I am a big music fan, yes.
I can't wait to get into that because I want to know what is on your iPod Shuffle. You probably don't even know what that is. I need to stop talking about iPod Shuffles. We'll be right back with Andrew to find out his best thing about music. But before we do that, over to Bethia with her Bethia Beats.
I know we said we could be friends, but after all my history, like calling your friends, calling me up, calling me quits.
Hi everyone, it's Bethia from Bethia's Beats. My chosen artist for this week is the very talented Nile Sexton. He's an Irish singer-songwriter and artist creating music within the electronic and contemporary R&B genre. He's not only been part of the X Factor in 2016, but has also travelled all around the world, busking and performing his original music. He's very recently released his latest single, Skin, which is just awesome. The vibe is so upbeat and catchy, yet still has this raw element of emotion and honesty behind the lyrics. It's just amazing. Here's a snippet of it playing in the background right now, but stick around till the end of the podcast where you can hear the full song, and you can also find all of Nile's social media links and also where to find this amazing song. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time.
Your ink has stained me on my skin for life. I can't see you, but I feel you in my skin tonight.
Andrew, I've not even let you have a drink of water yet. Are you okay?
I'm all good, yeah.
I want to make sure that you're not dehydrated. It's getting, the sun is out. It's 4 degrees, so people are wearing less clothes, but it's still freezing. I don't understand it. When I was dog walking earlier, I was like, put some clothes on. It's still cold.
I can't drink on mic. If I'm drinking normally, I never have any issues. But as soon as I get this mic in front of me and I'm drinking, I get like water stuck in my throat. I get like belchy sometimes, and it's just like this wouldn't happen in normal life. But as soon as I get like a very nice mic that picks up all sorts of things, then my mouth just starts making really weird noises. So yeah, I got to pre-hydrate and then not touch the stuff for the rest of it.
That's fair. I mean, you get like a beard. Like I've just given away the ending of my story now. You just get, for God's sake, you can sometimes get a bit weird about sound and stuff, especially when doing podcasts. And I remember working on I had a radio show, and this noise, and I've told this story many times before, but there was this noise that kept on happening, and it was really blooming annoying me, and I didn't know what it was. And in the end, I realized it was just me doing this
with your beard.
Just and that was it. And because I didn't really realize what was going on, because like you're just itching your beard, and then and that was annoying. Anyway, enough
Yes.
about the beard. Music. What are you into? What are you playing? What's going on your Spotify or Apple playlist?
It is Apple. I'd never got into Spotify. I don't know why. I mean, I had a 6-month free trial, and I did use it because some tracks aren't on Apple Music that I really like Nina Simone, one of my favorite ever. She's one of my favorite artists. She'd be right up there. But one of my favorite songs of hers is a live recording of her doing Stars. And then it feeds into another song by Feelings. It's like 18 minutes long of her just doing this kind of live performance. It's so beautiful, but it's not on Apple. It used to be on Apple Music, and then they got rid of it, but I found it on Spotify. So I only have Spotify for that one track. And then otherwise it's all Apple Music.
I mean, I have to say, and I don't know if anyone said this before, and just watching your comedy and everything you do, it's like you have a bit of an old soul.
Yeah, people regularly guess, if they just see me, I think they sometimes guess 30, because I don't, I think I'm at that age where
they guess you're 30.
They guess me 30, but if they people who have met me and like interacted with me for a bit, they guess even older. I've had 40 before. Somebody guessed 40. That's like double my actual age.
You're like, thanks, you're not on my Christmas list anymore. There you go. Cross you off. But yeah, you do have an old soul, and as soon as you went on Nina Simone, I was like, it's kind of that. Is that the music that you kind of would go to? Is that what you sort of listen to in your spare time?
I've got I know everyone says, oh, I've got such an eclectic music taste, but I do have like my musical switch between Kanye, Nina Simone, then it'll go like something to the 80s. I've got the UK Hun from UK Drag Race going round, lots of musical theatre. So it is quite a random mix. But Nina Simone is probably the one I have the most listen time. Well, I know because they released the last year's 2020 Spotify Wrapped.
When it outs you, you're like, oh crap.
Yeah. My top artists were Nina Simone, Troye Sivan, and I can't remember the rest.
Mine was Jamie Cullum and Justin Bieber. I was like, shut up. There's no way that I've listened to that much Justin Bieber. But apparently, and then my friend was very happy because she's in this podcast called Bethia, and she was in my top 5 that I listened to her music a lot. So,
that's cool.
I'm doing it for the team, you were saying musical theatre. Would you ever do a musical? Have you done a musical?
I have. Musical? I've done, well, not a professional musical. I did a semi-professional theatre company when I was younger.
Don't put it down. No one knows. You know what I mean? No one knows. You say whatever you want.
Okay. It was a fully professional. Actually, it was. You know what? It's weird. Hang on. I've got I'll show you. Obviously, the listeners can't see this, but we got DVDs of it. It's called Broadway Show Tunes.
Oh wow!
And
he really does have a DVD of it.
And it was professionally staged. Like, our stage manager was from the West End. Our musical director was professional West End musical director. Our choreographer, it's all professional, but it is kids. I mean, the youngest is 6, 7. So it's primary school is the youngest, and then there's kind of different groups, and it goes all the way up to PDP, which is the professional development program, and those are people that are auditioning for drama schools and to go on and have a career in musical theatre. So it is a broad range of ability and interest, but it is, overall there is quite a professional thrust behind it.
I mean, that's pretty awesome. I love it. By the way, how funny is it? It was just there.
Yeah.
I just have it here. Like, you have an array. You're waiting for me to just say other things about you. Like, has he done any research about me whatsoever? I've got it all on the floor, laid out like a crime scene. So you can sing. Can you sing?
Come
on, don't be British. Just say yes. Come on.
Yes, I can hold a tune. I wouldn't say I'm an amazing singer, but I can hold a tune and do a decent job of it.
I didn't ask if you were like Whitney Houston or Michael Bublé. You sing. You don't have to say I haven't sold 15 million records. That's good though. That's a good that's like more. Can you dance?
Less so.
Neither can I. Did you see that? That was terrible. No one can see that. That's good. That's why I've not been asked to do Strictly yet. So, sorry, Andrew. What would you say is the best thing when it comes to music for you?
Guys, it's so.
If you say escapism, I'm gonna.
It's not escapism. Don't worry.
It's just to escape. I don't know.
It's hard to, because obviously the best thing about even if I just stick with Nina Simone, like the best thing about Stars and Feelings is just it's so kind of beautiful and raw and emotional. But then some of her other songs like Got No or even Mississippi Goddamn, which is it's like a civil rights song really, and it's quite harrowing, but it's still very upbeat and it's very energizing. So one is like a completely chill, like just bare your soul, and the other is just energizing, get you up and ready either for happiness or for like revolution and kind of rage. And it's an emotional outlet. Is that still escapism? I suppose we'll go with emotional outlet.
Emotional outlet. I'll go with that. Slash escape. Or just Nina Simone. I mean, it could be the best thing to do with music as well. So yeah, there's loads of things going on there.
Yes.
Next up, we're going to be finding out what is the best thing about something random for Andrew. But we'll just have a quick break so you can think about it. Have you got it in your mind? Do you know what you're going to say?
I've got two things in my mind.
Two. We'll find out after this. Something random, Andrew. What are you going to go for? You said two things. What are they?
Yeah, they're two very different things. I think I know what I will go for. So my one was musical theatre, but I think that kind of comes under music. The other thing is AFC Bournemouth.
Oh,
yes, the football club.
I know a bit, and I've been to the ground many times.
Fantastic. Oh, really?
Yes. I've got godkids that live down there, and they both support Bournemouth.
Oh,
Finn and
amazing.
Alfie. There you go. I'll say their names. I'll be very happy with that. By the way, like a 10-year-old listens to podcasts. Yes, I'd go for that. Definitely Bournemouth. What is the best thing about AFC Bournemouth?
So I didn't think I strike people as a football person, but I do really enjoy football. I love playing it. I played in goal, like lots of six-a-side sort of things. And I'm not really that much into sport and exercise, but that was something I really enjoyed. And particularly with Bournemouth, there's a family connection there. My nan and my granddad always lived in Bournemouth, always supported Bournemouth, like since the 40s and before. So yeah, they've been through the whole history of it, and there's a lot of family connection there. But also, it was really helpful in school, especially when we finally got into the Premier League, to like be able to chat to people about football. And there was kind of a door into not that I wasn't particularly keen to. I was never going to pretend that I followed a particular team just to get to chat to somebody. I'm not really kind of into changing my colours like that. But I had a legitimate, genuine reason to get into the football chats and talk to the football people on their own. Yeah, well, not quite on level terms, because Bournemouth is a very small club compared to Man United or whatever, but still we were in the same league, and that was exciting.
It's amazing because I love it because it's such a small ground. So if you do get to ever go there, it's like quite prestigious, because I think we went and saw a couple of cup games. I think maybe soon like 5 cup games maybe, but it was kind of nice, and because it doesn't really hold that many people. When you do get to go, and I got to go with my godkids and stuff, they were just so excited because yes, they are in the Premier League. They're playing those big giants of Man United and Man City and Chelsea and Arsenal and stuff like that. I have to say Arsenal because that's who I support. But it's it is incredible, and I think that it really does bring the whole town together. Are you because obviously you don't live in Bournemouth, but do you get to ever venture down that way?
I do, yeah. A lot of my family still are in Bournemouth, and as you say, it is quite prestigious. It's really hard to get tickets. There's a points-based system. Priti Patel would love it. But it's based on how often you've gone before and stuff. And it's kind of a catch-22 because it's really hard to, if it's hard to get tickets, it's hard to build up your points. But I've been lucky enough to go to at least a few games every season, and a couple of away games. But I love it so much. It's a world away from anything else I do, and it's Not an escape. I'm not going to say escape again, but
No, but you don't have to say anything because this section is literally just about AFC Bournemouth, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But it's about escapism as well. Is that going to be the name of your new DVD?
escape. Honestly, people must think that I have an awful life. Everything's been like, I've just got to escape. I've just got to escape. Got to get out somehow, anyhow. Food, travel, TV. I just got to leave.
But I think that's what they use all those things for. You know what I mean? We had we've got a wonderful guest on this series, and he's a TV host, and he does Drive for Kiss actually, so he's very cool. I had to change. You know, sometimes when you have to change your personality for someone you're talking to, like is a bit cooler than you. Like, oh, I need to be cool with you. I'm now giving it away, but his best thing when it comes to food was food comas.
Wow, that's an interesting. Just being completely incapacitated by food.
He loves being just fooled by food.
I hate that. I hate being full.
I had one yesterday. I felt terrible. I just had to go to bed. I was all done. That was awesome. So we've added an extra question, and you don't have to spend that much time on it. And it's just because we just like you to be nice about yourself. So I'm going to ask you the question. You got 5 seconds to think about it. That's how long I like to give people to think about things I ask them in life. Andrew, what is the best thing about you? You're going to find out after this. Don't answer it. There you go. Yes, sorry about that. You had a little jingle just to give you a little time, and now you're back in.
Yeah.
What is the best thing about you, Andrew? Come on.
I get things done.
Oh,
I think I'm a doer, and I'm quite organized. I love tax returns. I love
for now. When your accountant's doing it, you're like, oh, I don't like it anymore. What's going on?
I don't necessarily like paying the final bill, but honestly, like I've got my desk, my browser in front of me, and I've got all these kind of like saved, bookmarks, and 5 of them are different spreadsheets. I love spreadsheeting so much. I like to feel organized. It's hard. I'm good at ground up organizing. I'm not so great at sorting. Like if I move into a new place, I can make it organized and keep it organized. But where I am at home, it's quite cluttered and chaotic. I'm not good at getting on top of that. But building a brand new spreadsheet or keeping on top of my accounts, I'm very good at.
That sounds like a good thing to be good at. Like if people could have superpowers, that is quite a good superpower.
It's useful. It's really useful.
You're not sweating the small stuff. You're just getting it done. You're like, I don't care. I just get it done.
Well, yeah. I think it's. Sorry, I genuinely didn't plan to say this, but it's another form of escapism.
What? You know, this episode is going to be just called escapism.
Yeah.
It's not even going to be. It's not even going to have your name on it. I'm just going to have escapism on it. So.
But it's just like, especially like being in a creative industry, some of those projects like writing a whole Edinburgh show or even just like writing a joke can feel quite like massive and all-consuming. And unknown as well. Like I've no idea what it's going to be, whether I still have that skill, whether the next joke I'm going to write is going to be funny. Whereas numbers and spreadsheets and files, I know exactly where they are. And if I've got a big thing I've got to write, I'll procrastinate by filling in my spreadsheet of accounts because it's absolute numbers. I know what I'm dealing with.
Well, I think that's a great answer, to be honest. So when it comes to the best thing about you is you like to get things done.
Yes.
By escaping through numbers, escapism, and escape. Press escape. Andrew, obviously, like, it's not been the year that you kind of wanted it to be, but we're getting there. What is planned? Is there tours? What is going on? Everything's going to be in the details below. So all of the things for people to follow you will be down in the links below. But yeah, what's going on with you? Are you writing Edinburgh shows in the future? Come on, we need to know.
Yes, I'm not optimistic about Edinburgh 2021, but I am planning to go Edinburgh 2022. I have a brand new show. I have a rough idea.
Called Escape.
Called Escape. Actually, it should be, actually.
There you go. I'll give you that for free.
Thank you. So next year, Edinburgh, definitely going to have a show. In the meantime, I'm going to be clubbing all over the country, building up the material, honing it. And I'll still be putting out I think I'm going to try and find a big kind of online project as well in the meantime. Might even start a podcast.
Do it.
Yeah.
You've got to do it. You've got to do it. And it could be called Escapism with... Sorry. I'll stop taking the mic. It's fine. You've been an absolute delightful guest. Thank you so much for doing this. I'm going to be following your journey. I'm going to put stuff on social media myself, especially when it comes out. But yeah, you should be super proud of yourself. You've come so far, and I can't wait to see what you do next.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for having me on. It's been really fun.
You had to say that. Thanks for saying that.
No, it's been nice to not talk to my parents.
It's been an escapism, hasn't it? So.
Yeah, it has. We could have sat here in silence and it would have already had a pretty good increase on where I was before.
Oh, bless your parents. It's fine. They're looking after you. They're looking after you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate them greatly.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Time for the thank yous. Thank you so much to our wonderful guest, Andrew White, today. He is so good. I love him. He's great. Really funny, up-and-coming comedian, and he's going to be doing some really good stuff in the future. You can find him on the links below, so just check on all of those there. Thank you, as always, to Adam Harris, who'll be giving us his answer to his fat chicken after this. And, of course, Bethia Beats. Where would we be without her? Yes, she'll be playing her track of the pod right after Fat Chicken Answer. Thank you to the boys out in reviews, Tom and Revan, always making sure we don't miss out on those things to watch. And I've watched them all now. Thanks, guys. The music in the background is by Tom Baxter, Jimmy Lundy, and myself. And the artwork is done by JMD. Right, up next is Adam Harris's answer, followed by Bethia Beach track of the pod. We will see you next time. I don't know why I say see. You'll hear me next time. Anyway, you know what it's like. Over to you, Adam. Bye-bye for now.
Yo, fat chicken. I was finding out if just standing around burns calories. On average, a £150 person, stroke chicken, burns 114 calories per hour by standing and doing nothing. That saves you on a gym membership. You don't need running shoes. Just standing around. Another one of those for you on the next episode. Cluck, cluck.
I know you said we could be friends, but after all my history, like calling your friends, calling me up, calling me quits, I guess I lack consistency. Could I change your mind that things will be fine? All we need is time for you and me to fall in line. I'll swallow my pride when I realize that you're not the one. That you're not the one for me. Cause I never thought you were gonna fake it. 10 years with the last boy you was playing. Why have you got me so hypnotized? And you were never gonna be my savior. Cause I was always gonna be the one to save me. Maybe I'll see you on the other side. I can't see you, but I feel you in my skin tonight. I can't see you, but I feel you in my skin tonight. Left your mark, your ink has stained me on my skin for life. I can't see you, but I feel you in my skin tonight. I lay in your bed, if you could pretend just for a second that we'd be beginning and not at the end. I'm missing the signs, I cannot deny. Distraction is something your body can hide. Cause I never thought you were gonna fake it. 10 years with the last boy you was playing. Why have you got me so hypnotized? And you were never gonna be my savior. Cause I was always gonna be the one to save me. Maybe I'll see you on the other side. I can't see you, but I feel you in my skin tonight. I can't see you, but I feel you in my skin tonight. Left your mark, your ink has stained me on my skin for life. I can't see you, but I feel you in my skin tonight. Got you on got you in my skin, yeah. Got you in my skin, got you under my skin. No, I can't get you out, but I got you on my skin, yeah. I got you on my skin, yeah. No, I can't get you out, but I got you on my skin, yeah.